I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, January the 13th, 2016. Arab-Israeli terrorist Nashat Milham was buried in a small funeral in his hometown of Arara yesterday. Milham had gunned down 3 people in Tel Aviv on January the 1st. 1 week later, he was located by Israel's security agency, the Shin Bet, whose agents went to arrest him. Milham opened fire on them, and he was subsequently shot and killed. Israeli authorities had delayed releasing Milham's body over concerns that his funeral could turn into a celebration and promote further violence or escalate into riots. Meanwhile, more information has emerged as to how the Shin Bet, after 7 days of intensive manhunts in Tel Aviv, as well as in northern Israel, including in Arara, ultimately found the shooter. Reportedly, employees at a store in Arara, where Milham went to buy cigarettes, recognized him and after a few days called the police to report that information. Sweden is once again being criticized by Israel for comments made by its foreign minister. Yesterday, Margot Wallström called for an investigation into whether Israel has conducted what she called extrajudicial executions of Palestinian attackers during the ongoing wave of terrorism in Israel. Yesterday's comments were Wallström's most recent. She has in the past made similar remarks. Yesterday's, though, were in response to lawmaker Jan Björklund, who said the foreign minister's previous comments and criticisms of Israeli policies were unfair, and that her approach to Israel was damaging to Sweden's diplomatic efforts in the region. Israel yesterday rejected Wallström's comments, as they have done in the past. The foreign ministry called them delusional and irresponsible, saying they only encouraged more violence. Today, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu ordered the foreign ministry to summon the Swedish ambassador for a meeting in light of Wallström's recent comments. The Jewish Daily Forward reported that 7 rabbis have quit the Reconstructionist movement after it reportedly announced it would allow rabbis to marry outside of the Jewish faith. Several synagogues are also discussing possible responses to the new controversial policy, which was reportedly announced back in September after the faculty of the Reconstructionist Rabbinical College voted that having a non-Jewish partner would no longer bar qualified applicants from admission to or from graduating as rabbis. Indian statesman Lieutenant General retired J.F.R. Jacob, lauded as the most prominent member and the highest-ranking military officer in the history of India's Jewish community, has died. American Jewish Committee Associate Executive Director for Policy Jason Isaacson called Jacob a warrior, a man of peace, a patriot, a man of letters, and a committed Jew. He was a giant, and he will be missed. Jacob passed away in New Delhi today at the age of 92. And entrepreneur and philanthropist Arthur Obermeyer has died. Obermeyer was a co-founder of Partners for Progressive Israel and worked for Jewish genealogical causes, among others. In 2000, he co-founded the Obermeyer German Jewish History Awards to recognize non-Jewish Germans who have fought to document the Jewish past in their towns. Obermeyer died Sunday in Dedham, Massachusetts, at the age of 84 after battling cancer. The Genesis Philanthropy Group and Hillel International announced a new partnership yesterday. It will expand Hillel's ability to serve Russian-speaking Jewish college students, not just here in the U.S. A $1 million Genesis grant will broaden Hillel's programming globally. CEO of Hillel, Eric Fingerhut, said, "Through our Drive to Excellence strategic plan, Hillel seeks to reach every Jewish student in enduring and meaningful ways. This new grant," he said, "builds on our previous work with GPG, serving students at Hillels in Russia, Ukraine, and other countries of the former Soviet Union. The grant will also fund programs to reach Russian-speaking students in Germany and in Israel." The winner of the 2016 Sophie Brody Medal for Achievement in Jewish Literature was announced Sunday night. It is The Book of Aaron, a novel by Jim Shepard. It tells the story of a young boy surviving in the Warsaw Ghetto who comes under the wings of real-life Holocaust hero Dr. Janusz Korczak. And looking now at our programming for tonight, Wednesday, January the 13th on JBS. At 8 o'clock, veteran journalists Gabe Pressman of NBC and Joseph Berger of the New York Times talk about their Jewish upbringings in New York, their careers, and their predictions for the future of New York, with Ruth Messenger by Manhattan Jewish Historical Initiative from the SAJ in New York City. At 9 o'clock, it's L'Chaim with Joy Levitt. And at 10, Curtis Sliwa talks about his feelings against the BDS movement. At 6:30, it's Thinking Out Loud with Micah Halpern. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, January the 13th, 2016. I'm Teisha Bader.